To understand what I'm about to tell you, you need to do something first. You need to believe in the impossible. Can you do that?
What do you desire that you can't have?
Now you should at least give a brother a moment to say something heroically clever.
You have failed this city.
So I have this thing with rolls?
Just the end of the world.
There's about a dozen ways that I could stop you right now. But I don't think I have to.
You're the boy from the circus.
I started up a security firm.
Finally, a superhero team I can actually get behind.
In the future, my friends may not be heroes, but if we succeed, they will be remembered as legends.
Welcome to the DC TV report for the week ending Saturday, February 15th, 2020. I'm Little Eddie O'Hare, aspiring professional fanboy.
And I'm Sarah Netzley, academic by day, writer by night.
We're here to bring you recaps, news, and commentary for all live-action television shows based on DC Comics.
And we've got 3 new episodes this week, kind of a cakewalk in terms of watching.
yeah, but three very different shows.
Yeah, you are correct, sir.
Yeah, 3 very, very different episodes. Oh, Sarah. Just a quick shout out, those of you, we did have a movie special, DC movie report for Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, that dropped Tuesday, I think. So go check that out. And
can I just say, if you haven't seen it and you're not going to listen to the podcast, it is good. It is really good. It is what you wanted the fun, bright, poppy DC movies to be. Please don't let what you think about DC movies keep you from seeing this movie. I just needed to. I've had conversations with people this past week that made it clear that they're like, nah, DC, I don't do those movies. No, this is not like that. This is good. It's good.
Yeah, I totally agree. Also, I would say, watch out now, because evidently Warner Brothers has retitled the film. They've encouraged movie theaters to advertise it as Harley Quinn: Birds of Prey.
Which is probably smart.
Yeah, but disappointing box office. And I mean, they're filming Suicide Squad 2 right now, and Margot Robbie's in that. So I don't know what this means. Oh, Sarah, it's just so confusing. Oh, man. Well, here's hoping Wonder Woman 1984 picks things up.
Oh. I just want Suicide Squad to start with 5 minutes of everybody looking into the camera and saying, did you see Harley Quinn? Did you go see the movie? Because if you didn't, you should go do that. And then you get to watch this movie.
Yeah. That's and thanks everyone for listening. If you haven't rated or reviewed us on your podcast app of choice, please do that. That helps more people find us. Also, if you got some spare pocket money, we are part of Wicked Theory Studios, which has a Patreon, patreon.com/Wicked Theory. For $1 a month, you can just help us with our overhead. And there's a bonus podcast there called Ed Bonds with Bill, where Bill Sweeney and I watch James Bond movies together. Our most recent episode was You Only Live Twice, Sean Connery's 5th journey as James Bond. And that's where we get to see Blofeld's face for the first time. Do you remember Blofeld, Sarah?
Sure. I mean, I know the name.
Donald Pleasance with the bald head and the scar over his eye, and that cat that was desperately trying to get away from him.
I'm much more of an Austin Powers and then Mike Snow's Genghis Khan music video James Bond fan. I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
Those are my James Bond references.
Well, yeah, most of Austin Powers. Yes. Well, most of Austin Powers is inspired by 2 specific James Bond movies, and You Only Live Twice is the first of them. So, there's that.
Okay.
So yeah, and onto Sarah, you've been on another podcast recently. You
Oh,
wanna push that?
yeah, I've been getting around. This past week I was on the Palmer Files with Agent Palmer, our friend Jason, and had a great time talking about how kind of my different my day job in academia, my podcast recap job, and then my fiction writing, my romance writing that I do. Really fun to talk to him. It was a great back and forth. I've already received a text from his mother being like, "Hi, I read romance too." So I had a great time talking to him. If you haven't caught that, check us out on the Palmer Files and listen to me chatter and him interrupt and chatter and us just chattering. And while I'm pitching, my romance pen name has a book out on Tuesday. So if you are a romance reader or know somebody in your life who is, Sarah Whitney's Tempting Taste is out. You're going to love it. So, all right, I'm done selling. Ed, you go now.
Tempting Taste. All right.
I'm gonna record you to do my commercials when I do that someday. My book trailer. I'm gonna have Ed do his best. Give me your best book trailer voice.
Ooh.
Yep, you're hired.
She walked into the room not knowing what wonders were awaiting her. I don't know. I'm just vamping.
I'm gonna hire you for the audiobook.
I'd be up for that.
Audiobooks are very big. I'm saying this could be a revenue stream for you.
Oh, okay.
How are your accents? Because people always need accents. Actually, no, your accents are really good. You'd probably actually have a lucrative career. You know what? We're not here to talk about that.
All right. I'll look into the audiobook thing. We'll see. Okay. You want to talk some DC TV? You want to jump into the episodes?
Yeah.
All right. Our first episode to cover is Black Lightning, Season 3, Episode 13, The Book of Markovia, Chapter 4, Grab the Strap. Jefferson and his team trained with the ASA to mount a rescue operation. Jennifer was disappointed that Khalil did not want to join the mission. Gravedigger took control of Markovian HQ and used the Imperious Curse to make Lynn produce more stabilization cures. Last minute reveal, Jefferson shocked Gravedigger off the ground, got a kiss from Lynn, and everyone got on the chopper.
I'm sorry, I didn't read that before you said it. The Imperious Curse?
I mean, that's basically
That's
his power.
That's perfect.
So yeah, we got Wayne Brady. Wayne Brady is in the house, and he is scary.
Yeah, that, you had kind of prepared me. I was thinking, oh, that's going to be just ridiculous. But you'd kind of said, no, that was serious business, Wayne Brady.
And I gotta say, the fight scene between him and Khalil, I think, is like some of the best fight scenes on this show that I've ever seen. Like they really went at it. And I thought this was an action-packed episode. The action in this episode, there was a lot of like mushy walking around, people feeling sorry for themselves. But when it actually got down to the second half and the rescue operation, I was very impressed. I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, I agree. I was also really glad that some of the Khalil feelings were not swept under the rug. I liked all the conflict with Jennifer angry at her sister for not telling her, with Anissa skeptical of him. I thought all of that was well handled. Anytime a show doesn't forget what came before, I'm pleased, which I guess tells you how high my bar is on some of the shows that I watch. Oh, you remember something that happened 3 weeks ago? Congratulations. But yeah, that was great.
Yeah, definitely. And just going through, so Lynn was getting really creative, and what's funny is like she's under that curse, and then somehow finds a way to break it by tricking Gravedigger into giving her some of his blood.
I enjoyed Lynn. I'm glad to see her fighting within the parameters of her addiction, because it's better than just watching her addiction.
yeah. That was a nice change of pace for her. I'm just going through through the storylines. Brandon almost got his chance at Helga Jace.
Oh, so close. I was rooting for it. Although I would miss her. Obviously, I don't actually want her deceased because she's fun. She's a fun, terrible character.
Yes, she's a vile, awful person who needs to be stopped. But we enjoy her we enjoy her company. So yeah, I'm just going through.
I wasn't sure what to expect when I saw the title of this episode.
Yeah, grab the strap.
That could have gone a couple ways, but we were just on a plane for a lot of it, so
yeah. Yeah. And I'm just TC and Gamby seem to be falling in on the same page. Like basically like we have two eyes in the sky now. They're kind of working together. I thought it's interesting how he's sort of like already fallen in line to be Gamby's protege.
Oh, I mean, I've said it before. Gamby has been grooming him rather aggressively, so you know. Now it's funny, you went Imperious. I went, does Lynn have Genesis inside of her? I mean, it felt a little preacher-ish at one point. And then you mentioned TC, and I was like, oh no, that's a different, no, okay. I did very much like Jefferson's protective instincts, like, stay away from my wife. That was good. I enjoyed that. He needs a hug and a nap and some hot chocolate. That poor man.
Yeah. And I, even through all of this, I still don't understand why they're trusting the ASA.
Oh no, God no, they should never. I have, yeah.
And Grace did well on this mission. She held her own. It's so weird because like the last like 2 seasons, she's been practically like immobile, like she's been so afraid of her powers that I always imagine her kind of like groveling in bed, but like the last few episodes she's gotten a confidence and really come into her own, and it's almost come out of nowhere, but I like where it's going.
Well, and I also I feel like you had some reservations about that relationship, that romantic relationship, that it didn't feel maybe equal or willing.
Oh yeah, no.
And I feel a lot better about that now.
Yes, yeah. I was afraid that Anissa was abusing her.
That's kind of what I was. And I do feel like they're on more equal footing now, and I'm a lot more comfortable with how they're showing that. Thank goodness.
Yeah, and like what's funny is like this mission, it feels very much like the kind of thing that the Outsiders would do, which is the superhero team that Black Lightning is a part of in the comics, and Grace Choi is part of that crew, and Geoforce, who it seems like they're making Brandon's character. So it's it's funny they haven't named themselves that yet, but it feels like this could be treated as like the first mission for the Outsiders.
That I guess I hadn't really thought about it, and yet you're right. They were all in a plane. They were going someplace as a team on a mission. Okay, I'd be into that if that's the shape of the show moving forward. Not saying it will be, but I mean,
no, but yeah, I mean, what's funny is like I remember when this show started, they said that eventually the goal was to transition to it being more about Anissa and Jennifer, and this could be a way to slowly transition into that. Not that Jefferson wouldn't be a part of it, but that the main focus might shift to his daughters. And this show, I feel like it's the last the last few weeks, a few episodes have been kind of laggy and weird, and this episode especially in the second half, I thought really picked up. And I'm more excited to see where the show goes from here.
Yeah, I don't know if it was getting ready for the crossover or but I'm with you. It had kind of a strange, uneven, sort of choppy. Also, I think Tobias being locked up is kind of a problem.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm just did they catch him? Did he get away, or was it or did he end up being taken back by the Markovians?
I thought he ended up taken back, but now you're making me question my memory. I thought that's how it went down, but
yeah, I don't think they were able to rescue him. I think they just got Lynn.
Yeah.
No. Damn it! Now I gotta watch it again. But everyone got on the chopper, and you had that showdown between Jefferson and Gravedigger, and Jefferson just went all out. No, you do not touch my wife.
Yeah. Which again, very into.
All right. There was no news for Black Lightning, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. You ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right. So next episode is The Flash. Season 6, episode 11, Love is a Battlefield. Iris and Barry worked out some marriage stuff while trying to heal a gang war between Amunet Black and Goldface. Frost was bummed that Allegra didn't have a date for Valentine's Day. Last minute reveal, Iris screamed from inside a mirror watching Barry kiss an imposter.
And since when do you like Radiohead?
I have no idea what that means.
It was the Amunet fight when they're super villains and you think they're going to fight about something serious, but no, it's just music. They're fighting about musical taste. They're fighting about 90s music that I love. It was incredible. Anytime Amunet Black is on, I'm going to love your episode, and I loved this episode.
Yes. Yeah. I thought Katie Sackhoff was great. It was and also kind of seeing her interactions with Goldface. I thought this was a fun episode, a fun setup, a great Valentine's Day episode. And I thought it was kind of weird because there's like this whole tension between Barry and Iris the whole time. That feels, a little contrived. I felt like we'd solved some of this in the previous episode. But then like we get through the whole thing and we figure like, oh, okay, they made some progress here. And then we found out that that's not really Iris. And it's like, I feel like then I felt like betrayed, you know, like
Yeah,
Barry's
a
thinks.
little
So yeah. So who is that pretending to be Iris right now?
I don't know exactly. She did a pretty good job of it. I felt like she offered plausible explanations for why I was going to learn how to make pancakes, Barry. You knew that. God. Like everything she came up with. Okay. All right. I mean, that's reasonable. So
She spoke Italian.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I picked up a foreign language just, reporting a story.
Yeah. Just all that stuff. I thought so the Valentine's Day stuff, mushy. But Frost trying to play Cupid. I thought it was interesting. Like we got some good character stuff with Frost and how, she wants to be a good friend and this was kind of more about her than Allegra. But I really didn't feel like we learned anything about Allegra in this episode.
Yeah, I don't want to learn about Allegra. I don't care about Allegra. There's enough characters on this show. I'm so sorry. I don't need it. Every time she's on, I'm just like, man, we got other people. Where is Cisco? Right?
Yeah.
No. I guess I'm one of those people who doesn't. I felt this way about the new Team Arrow. I feel this way about Jack on Supernatural. Like, who are these people coming in later seasons?
Yeah. What did Cisco and Camilla do on Valentine's Day?
I also don't care about Camilla, but I don't know. There is no pleasing me, apparently. I'm sorry, I'm a monster.
No, it's fine. And Nash kind of like getting into this. I'm a little confused. So does Nash have romantic feelings for Allegra, or is she just kind of like, is he thinking of her as like a daughter, or like what's the whole vibe here?
I have to believe it's paternal daughter because of the age difference.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, I trust Flash not to do quite that big a age difference. I know that's a thing, and I don't mean to throw shade on anybody who, is in a relationship, enjoys reading about whatever. But Flash doesn't strike me as a show where we're going to have that guy go after how old is she? Like 18? Because she's an intern, right? I thought she was still a student.
Well, she's old enough to have been in and out of prison.
Okay, good point.
I'm guessing
so 19.
I was gonna say mid-20s.
Okay.
but yeah, and we did get that vision of Earth 2 Harry in the coffee shop, and was that Nash who just saw him and like what's going on there, and so I feel like there's more aftermath of Crisis that we're going to be seeing in the future. That's something to look forward to.
Let's see what else. I adore calling superhero outfits onesies. That's my new thing now.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Amunet and Goldface's plan. Basically they were both fighting to get Tech to save this one rare orchid that the pollen can be used to create to give you telepathic powers, which is something
it was kind of beside the point for me. And so random.
It was, but I do like to think that if two supervillains were in a relationship, this would be the things that they would dream and talk about. This would be their pillow talk. Oh, let's plan a super rare heist together of an incredibly rare flower.
I mean, the family that plots together to steal rare flowers stays together.
Yeah, and just breakups can be difficult.
Breakups can be difficult.
So yeah, that was the Valentine's Day episode. All right.
It was cute. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Any news for Flash?
Just that we have a first look at Sue Dibney coming. Yeah, I guess she is joining the show, I believe, next week. So, Ed, you have strong feelings about Sue. Did you see this first look? What do you think?
Yeah, I think she looks pretty. She's great. Yeah. She's
this
like
is one where I'm trusting their casting on this one. I'm really trusting that they've
She's like a head shorter than Hartley Sawyer, I thought.
Into it. I think that's great.
I want to see the episode. I want it to happen. I want it to happen soon.
It is. It's gonna happen soon. You're good.
Okay. All right.
It's gonna be good.
All right.
It's gonna be good.
All right. Last episode, Sarah. You ready?
All right, let's do it.
DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Season 5, Episode 4, Slay Anything. Sara, Ava, and Mick travel to Central City 2004 to stop the resurrected serial killer Freddie Myers from slashing up his high school reunion. The other legends went back to 1989, and Nora became young Freddie's fairy godmother. Zari was going through social media withdrawal after Bayrod locked her in the lab. Last minute reveal, Constantine severed the seal he used to trap Astra's dead mom.
Boy, this was a busy episode.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You're telling me. Yeah, so Freddie Myers, you get it, Sarah? You get it?
I get it. Look, I loved every second of this. Every second.
Yeah, and not only that, just because I mean they were, you had it connected to the third guy by having the serial killer, the real killer, be his mom. Like, oh man, so we got Freddy, Michael, and Jason all up in here. So yeah, different revelations. So you talk about we talk about character consistency, and talk about how like you expect shows characters to remember things from 3 episodes before. Well, in the continuation of we get a different Ava every episode. This one hosted a podcast about serial killers.
I am going to defend my girl here and say she still has kind of an identity crisis. She's got a lot of time on her hands. Who among us wouldn't create Stabcast if you had the time?
I would subscribe.
And I loved her being like, I'm going to fill in some missing psychological profile information here. This is great.
Yeah. I thought that was fun. Yeah, this is actually, I think, Ava's best episode so far. Because she was actually helpful with the task. And she got to be a final girl. So
she and Sarah got to be final girls. I was so happy for them. Yeah, good stuff.
Yes.
So I teach a unit on horror movies in my media, race, and gender class. And so I super enjoyed this. It was tropey as hell and just a lot of stuff that I talk about, in class about final girls and stereotypes and dynamics there. So this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And, that you take the Carrie idea, but you kind of turn it around because it's a dude. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. And I was glad that Mick's lady made it out. Good for Mick. Get your beak wet, man. That was great.
Now, is there going to be any follow-up to this?
Probably not. That one felt like there was not going to be follow-up. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, this is, that is Allie from 2004. So, we don't know what happens where Allie in 2019 is. I'm sorry, in 2020 is up to. Is she going to be mad that Mick just banged her and then abandoned her for 16 years? But I thought the storyline was cool. It was nice to see Mick soften up a little bit, and I mean, he's such a famous romance writer that we actually see him get to have a love interest for once is a cool change of pace. I
agree on all of that.
Mm-hmm. More importantly, I think the real big thing we got to see is Nora. First off, Nora was back. They've kind of like put her to the side for the last few episodes, and we got to see her be a fairy godmother and
be adorable with Ray.
Yes, and earn her freedom. First off, when she gets home and just collapses in that recliner chair, Sarah, is that true to life?
After a hard day of fairy godmothering, that's in my experience, yes.
You just collapse on the couch and you don't get to enjoy Chicago.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens.
But she earned her freedom by helping Freddie and getting a thank you.
So I wondered because she and Ray are leaving the show, so I was curious if she would leave unencumbered by fairy godmother, and I guess we have our answer.
Yeah. So she's not a fairy godmother anymore, which means probably I'm gonna say in the next episode or two we're gonna see Ryan Choi come back, and then they'll start laying pipe for Ray and Nora to make their exit, which I don't think I'm emotionally ready for it, Sarah.
100% not emotionally ready for it. Don't want it. Don't want to think about it. It's not going to happen.
All right, if you say so.
They're going to be there forever for our enjoyment, and that's the last I'll hear of it.
All right. Zari. Zari and Bayrod having some uh brother sister heart to hearts.
Every time they make Zari dumb like a fox, I'm twisting the phrase, it makes me happy. I like that even though she has grown up the way she did and become the adult she became, she's still like, no, I'm smart. I can handle this. So I enjoy that. But yeah, that was good. I really like what they've done with Zari this season. I like that the show isn't afraid to reinvent their characters, and it's a lot of fun to play with them. And they have just done perfect things with the hair and makeup and the nails, and she is spot on.
Yeah, and and she's gonna be sticking around. Like, is Sara even gonna allow that? What does it mean? Like, where is this gonna go? Is she gonna warm up to Nate? Is she gonna remember the other timeline?
That's what I'm curious about. Are they gonna restore the memory or not?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Because remember, in that other timeline, she had a very, very different childhood. So, things to think about.
Yeah, the timeline seems happier, but she maybe is less of a. I don't know. We'll see. I will. In Legends, I trust always.
Yeah, and the other storyline, John Constantine going to his old house in Northumberland County.
He has to go alone with Gary.
Yes. Yeah, did you know like Gary just like disappeared halfway through the episode?
Well, just Gary.
Just like they found Charlie crashing there, and Gary's just gone. But yeah, and not a lot with Constantine, but enough to really move the big story forward. And we found out that Astra's mom was an incredibly powerful witch that used to hang with Constantine and the Newcastle crew, which is like part of the comics that was basically like I guess it was basically like Constantine, coming up as like a teenager. It was basically like his punk rock band who did like incredibly powerful magic. And of course, yeah, and of course, because it's Constantine, most of them are dead now, or or wish that they could kill Constantine. So, that's always fun in the comics to see them do the flashback, and you really see, Constantine like with the long hair, basically looking like he's in like a punk rock heavy metal band, it's like Sting, I guess you would say, like like the Newcastle crew was like his the Police, but yeah, so yeah, and and we're gonna get to meet Astra's mom, and she's a witch and she's dead, so none of that.
I bet she's horrible.
So yeah, those are things to look forward to. Anything more you want to talk about with this episode?
I love this episode. This show can never ever disappoint me. It's just
all right. So then now I think it's time for news for other shows.
Okay. Buckle up, we've got a lot. Just kidding. We have news for Lucifer.
Okay.
Ed, how do you feel about season 6?
I thought we weren't getting season 6.
Well, they were very, very firm, the showrunners, on social media that season 5 was it and they were ending it. But Deadline is reporting that now Netflix is talking to the showrunners and saying, hey, maybe another season? Ooh. So the challenge is all the cast has been sort of looking for their next gig because, they finished filming on season 5. So if they're going to do it, they need to do it soon or do it around other schedules and things. But yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about that? What do you think?
I mean, it is kind of weird because like, are they done filming? Are they?
Yeah, they finished. I thought that their last week filming was last week.
So it's got to be a little weird that like you think you're dead, you think you're done, and then it's like nope, we're gonna pull you back in. So it'll be interesting to see like if this season feels like it ends like the finale is a finale, and then how shows usually end is they disperse everyone and people end up all over the place, and some die, some are in new gigs, and if they decide at the last minute no, let's do another season, if they have to do a lot of backtracking to bring everyone together.
Well, yeah, that's my concern. Did they have endings? If they can bring them back for season 6 without much changing of the season 5 finale, the series finale, I worry about the finality of the finale. What am I trying to say here? I'm worried that they don't give everybody tied up endings. I want this show to end with tied up endings. I want people to have endings. And if they're going to do season 6, I hope they have to reshoot the end, because otherwise I'm worried that means that they left things up in the air in season 5, and I would hate that. I want an ending.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't say no to more if they do it, but I just hope that they make a decision soon.
Yeah, thank you. You said that much shorter and better than I did. Yes.
All right.
Well, it sounded like they knew that it needs to happen soon. So I suspect everybody is on the same page about we got to move on this. So, Yep.
Okay. Next.
That's it. That's the news.
That's all the news. That's all
the news.
All right. Moving on.
I know it hurts the whole flow. And we've only been talking for like 35 minutes. Do we need to do more?
Well, we still have one thing left, which is our winners for the week. Sarah, you go first.
Mine is very easy, and that is Sara and Ava got to be final girls. I mean, who among us hasn't watched a horror movie and been like, I don't know if I could make it that far? And if you do make it that far and you actually are the final girl, you deserve to stop and say, oh my God, I'm a final girl. So good for those two. Proud of you. Proud of you too.
All right. I was gonna go with a theme. I was gonna go with awkward relationship stuff, but I don't want to be a downer on Valentine's Day weekend. So I'm gonna say Wayne Brady is my winner for the week, because I think he threw down in this episode and really established that this is a character to be feared. This is a character who is no nonsense, is gonna complete his mission, and Agent Odell is intimidating in one way, but this he has the power to back it up, and it'll be interesting to see. I really want to see where this goes, and I'm glad to see Wayne Brady stretch a bit, and get out from behind the let's make a deal mic.
Indeed. Always good to see him, out and about in the world.
Yeah. And he's a badass. Like, I wasn't joking. That fight scene with Khalil was insane. Wayne Brady, folks. My winner for this. All right, Sarah. We did it. We done. We're good.
Okay. Good show, sir.
Thanks everybody. That's the DC TV report for this week. You can find us on Twitter. I'm at Lil Eddie O'Hare.
I'm at Sara Netzley, SaraNetzley.
And follow the show on Twitter at DCTV Report. Send along your emails to dctv@wickedtheory.com. Also, be sure to subscribe to our show on your podcast app of choice and rate and review us. That helps more people find us. Check out our sister show, the Wicked Theory Podcast. This has been a Wicked Theory Studios production. Executive producer, Bill Sweeney. Visit us at wickedtheory.com. Shazam, everybody.
Shazam.
Shazam.